Hello and welcome to the latest edition of TransylGamer. This time we've gone open world sandbox crazy, so it's time to get out the buckets and spades and get some sand between our toes. To kick us off, we have a new IP from EA. Don't faint, you heard that right. EA isn't all about endless sequels, as many would have you believe. This new IP is the Saboteur, which although new, is set in the well-worn setting of World War II. According to EA, you play as, and I quote, Sean Devlin, a street-tough Irish racing mechanic seeking personal redemption. Why a racing mechanic would be going around war-torn Paris, as EA says exacting revenge on those who aim to destroy your life, is not well explained. From what we've seen of the Saboteur, it looks like a better version of the recent Velvet Assassin. Thankfully Sean, as far as we know, doesn't have a penchant for wearing only his underwear when he goes in for a kill. Let's hope it's not a hidden achievement. As the name suggests, the idea is to try and sabotage as much stuff as you can and hamper the Nazi war machine with the help of the French resistance. I shall say this only once, it doesn't feature the fallen Madonna with the you-know-whats by Van Klomp. According to EA, it's all about going in quiet and coming out loud, by which it means you're as quiet as Sam Fisher and brothel creepers until you blow everything up on your way out. As you flee, you then make use of the game's cover system to duck out of the way of Nazi gunfire, or you can steal any vehicle, GTA style. One thing that will no doubt raise the eyebrows of all Daily Mail column writers is that the Saboteur features naked flesh, as some of the missions appear to feature Sean entering a Moulin Rouge style venue. Although this will undoubtedly pass by all net curtain twitchers, World War II Paris was a hotbed of all sorts of naughtiness, so the Saboteur is actually being historically accurate. The Saboteur will no doubt use the latest fashionable gaming device, the one-button silent kill, as shown in Assassin's Creed 2 and Splinter Cell Conviction. And as a lot of the action appears to take place on rooftops, there will also be a healthy smattering of wall climbing too. We're looking forward to a stealth game like this, as Velvet Assassin turned out to be a prize turkey in a negligee. The backstory to Saboteur may be a little ropey, but the scenery looks good, and developer Pandemic has some good history. Next up is the first of our number 2s, Just Cause 2, the unoriginally named sequel to 2004's... Do I have to say this? Okay, Just Cause, but then you knew that. In Just Cause 2, Rico Rodriguez comes back to reprise his role in a game that Eidos describes as having an incredibly overhauled grappling hook. Now that's not something you hear every day. The press release goes on to say that Rico returns to action in Panau, an incredibly detailed and vast 1,000 square kilometre game, world of differing climates and ultra-realistic weather effects. Now where have we heard that before? Leap from your plane and skydive from 10,000 feet down into tropical jungle, tear across an arid desert in a dune buggy, or climb your way up a snowy mountain in a 4x4. The vast, open-ended, unique gameplay is back, allowing you full freedom once again to free roam and explore the massive world of Panau and tackle assignments however you want. So goes on the press release. So what this means is that, just as in the original, you may well be as bored as you were in Far Cry 2, where the brief snippets of action were interspersed with endless car journeys through a beautiful but dull jungle. Which is a bit like going on a childhood holiday with your parents, without the gunfire that is, unless you spent your school halls hopping from warzone to warzone that is, or your parents were particularly sadistic. With a new and improved air, land and sea stunt system featuring Rico's notorious parachute and grappling hook, taking to incredible new extremes, and a massive array of new vehicles featuring an advanced driving model, players can now pull off some of the finest stunts ever seen in a video game and in a truly massive and beautifully rendered environment. Eidos continues. They also say, remember everything you loved about Just Cause, then take it to the next level. Vehicles, stunts, weapons, freedom, grappling hook, action, everything, said Alex Price, brand manager. The game world is even more incredible than in Just Cause 2, and Rico has done a bit of growing up, so I expect a few surprises up his sleeves. We're not sure what they mean by growing up. Fewer dirty jokes, perhaps. Does he wash his hands after going to the toilet now? And has he finally stopped buying comics? Oh well, we will have to wait and see. We're particularly looking forward to the grappling hook action, and there really isn't enough of this in modern gaming for our liking. So on to our other number 2, and that's Mafia 2, yet another inspired title. However, this one looks to be a good one, and places you in the heart of the mob as a young Italian-American Vito, who obviously skipped any careers advice he was offered at school, as he sees being a made man as the only way out of poverty. Surely there are others, but then they probably wouldn't make for that interesting a game, would it? Back to Mafia 2. Developers 2K Czech have clearly spent most of their lives watching the Godfather trilogy, The Untouchables, LA Confidential, Goodfellas, Casino, and that's unsurprisingly what you do in Mafia 2. You fight, you blow stuff up, and you probably do a lot of dodgy deals, run protection rackets, and more than likely, a lot of killing. Set in the middle of the 20th century, Mafia 2 certainly has a great look, which seems to catch the feel of the era. Not that we were there, it's just the feeling we got from watching that same list of films. According to 2K, as the years roll on, you start to see changes in Empire Bay, the city where Vito lives. As this is a sandbox game, the city is of course huge. They have to be these days, at 10 square miles. Let's hope it's more GTA 4 than our old friend Far Cry 2, eh? Gun battles and fistfights are described as visceral, a word PR types love, but for once, Mafia 2 it might actually be accurate. Well, that's our lot for sandboxing today. I hope you tune in again for the next episode. Cheerio!